Hey, check this out. A plate. I'm gonna eat dinner off of it later. You probably have plates in your kitchen, but did you know that there are plates underneath us as well? That's what our lesson today is about, tectonic plates. You probably already know that the Earth has multiple layers, including the outer layer, which is the crust. The crust goes inward towards the mantle, then towards the outer core, and finally, the inner core of the Earth. Today we're going to talk about the outer layer of Earth, the crust. Earth's crust is broken into big pieces called tectonic plates. There are 7 major tectonic plates on Earth. Then there are about 15 minor plates, which are much smaller. And there are a bunch of microplates, which are basically just small pieces that look kind of like crumbs compared to the major plates. The major plates fit together like a puzzle, but they're not stuck in one place. They're floating on the Earth's mantle, a really thick layer of hot, flowing rock. The flow of the mantle causes tectonic plates to move in different directions. When the edges of the plates meet, 4 things can happen. They can slip, that's when 2 plates slide past each other. They can have a collision, that's when 2 plates crash into each other. They can spread, and spreading is when 2 plates move apart from each other. Or they could have a subduction, and that's when 1 plate sinks below the other. The motion of the Earth's plates is called plate tectonics, and it has a huge impact on our planet. Plate tectonics have formed things like the oceans and the continents and the mountains, and they also help to explain why earthquakes and volcanoes happen. About 200 million years ago, all the continents on Earth were actually one huge supercontinent, surrounded by an enormous ocean. This gigantic continent was called Pangaea. Over time, it slowly broke apart and spread out to form the continents we know today. Scientists have found many kinds of evidence that support this idea. One piece of evidence is that the shapes of the continents fit together like a puzzle. Just look at the east coast of South America and the west coast of Africa. It's almost a perfect fit. On land, volcanoes form when one tectonic plate moves under another. Usually a thin, heavy oceanic plate subducts or moves under a thicker continental plate. When this happens, the ocean plate sinks into the mantle. When enough magma builds up in the magma chamber, it forces its way up to the surface and erupts, often causing volcanic eruptions. Mountains form where 2 continental plates collide and push upward. Since both plates have similar thickness and weight, neither one will sink under the other. Instead, they crumple and fold until all the rocks are forced up to form a mountain range. As the plates continue to collide, mountains will get taller and taller. An earthquake is a sudden movement of the Earth's crust. Earthquakes occur along fault lines, which are cracks in Earth's crust where tectonic plates meet. They occur where plates are subducting, spreading, slipping, or colliding. As the plates grind together, they get stuck and pressure builds up. Finally, the pressure between the plates is so great that they break loose. Depending on how much pressure has built up, the ground may tremble or shake. Plates shift below us, and what they do is they literally shape the world as we know it. Alright, we're going to do 2 activities today. One is optional, and the other one is mandatory. The mandatory one is just to go to the link that I give you and play the game for a couple of minutes so you can understand how plate tectonics work to shape our world. The optional activity is to get out your graham crackers and your whipped cream and join me in a plate tectonic demonstration. For this activity, you need some graham crackers, some whipped cream, a plate to put it on, and then a little bowl with some water in it. Alright, the plate is what you're going to use to simulate the layers of the Earth. You're going to make a magma layer with your whipped cream, and then the graham crackers will be the crust of the Earth, which are also the tectonic plates. So spread some whipped cream. You want enough whipped cream that the plates can slide around on. And then take your graham crackers and put them on top of the mantle. So this is the crust on top of the mantle. Stick with me here because this is one extended metaphor. So okay, these are your tectonic plates here. And you see they're two separate ones, but where they meet is called the plate boundary. Alright, and we're going to explore plate boundaries by seeing how the graham crackers can move against each other. We're going to begin with a transform boundary. Okay, a transform boundary occurs when two plates grind past each other. So you want your graham crackers to meet, and then you want them to grind past each other, like that. And as you do it, pay close attention to how it feels to slide the plates against each other. You can even put your ear down and listen to hear what they sound like when they slide past each other or transform. As we move on, you might have to reshape your whipped cream so we can keep doing these. So we have 3 more to do, and if your graham crackers get used up, you can just move on and use a new type of graham cracker. Now we want to do divergent boundaries. So divergent boundaries occur when 2 plates move away from each other. So go ahead and put your graham crackers next to each other and then kind of push down and move them away. And look what happens in the middle. Some of the mantle oozes up. Most divergent boundaries occur where 2 oceanic plates move away from each other. And then hot magma can flow up where those plates separate, forming large underwater lava flows and creating a new seafloor and even volcanic islands. Now we're going to do convergent boundaries. And these are the type of boundaries that occur when 2 plates move toward each other and they either collide, forming a mountains, or one plate can slide under the other to form a subduction zone. So to model this, we want to actually dip our graham crackers in the water to soften them for maybe 5 seconds or so. And put them back on your mantle with the soggy sides facing each other. And we're going to have them converge, so they're going to collide. And look at that. They're shooting up just like mountains. Alright, and finally, we're going to do a subduction zone. And a subduction zone is what happens when a more dense oceanic plate is thrust under a less dense continental plate. So you go ahead and put them on your mantle and then have one go right under the other to force the other up. Just like that. And you see how there's that big gap there? That's what you're looking for. That is the subduction zone. Alright, we did it. We did our 4 types of plate tectonic interactions. So I hope you learned a little bit during this activity today, and I don't think I have to tell you that you should clean up, and I think that'll probably be the most fun part of the whole activity is cleaning up, because now you have all these graham crackers covered in whipped cream. Now move on to your mandatory activity, which is the American Museum of Natural History's game called Plates on the Move, and you're just going to go there. It's very easy to interact with. All you have to do is press on the orange marker to explore a place on the map. Try out a couple of different orange markers, then examine how the tectonic plates are moving there in that area. Then answer the questions, and if you want to read more about it, there's an option to do that too. So enjoy, learn a bit about plate tectonics. All right, bye, have a great day.